Hello, I'm Susan Ward, and I've just received my copy of this wonderful book as one of its contributors. It's been a privilege for me to have had the opportunity to honour Elena's memory in this way, and I'm grateful for the chance to pay my respects to her in a way that she would truly appreciate. Writing this chapter was brought about by discussions with Louise Ribeiro about the copies of Lily's manuscripts that I already had from my visit to the Bodleian Library at Oxford in 1993 and had done very little with. Those manuscripts included over 200 charts from two of William Lilly's practice books. For the first time, I catalogued and analysed those charts, and that focus paid off in the riches of a lot of new information about Lilly, his practice, and his relationships. It also provided enough evidence for me to counter the fairly common negativity about him in the historiography, the problem being the lack of access to primary sources, in my opinion. The new information I found relating to his fees was truly remarkable, as was his very interesting relationship with Jane Horwood, which I've developed in volume 3 of my Book of Sources. More than that, it became clear that we needed the rest of the practice books, because if I could find as much new information as I had from hundreds of charts, how much more could be found from thousands? But this was a dream, because to obtain copies was extremely expensive. But through the huge efforts of Louise Ribeiro, we now have them all. You can see an overview of that material in the video on my YouTube channel entitled Introduction. Having seen these and some other very important manuscripts, my 2-volume Book of Sources became 3-volume. It was essential in our view that some of this material was made available as soon as possible and fill in some of the gaps in the historical record because of the lack of primary source material. The chapter I had prepared for the edited volume was the genesis of my Book of Sources in 3 volumes and the William Lilly project, of course, where we're cataloguing and analysing Lilly's work as it's found in his practice books. The whole purpose of these attempts is to provide that access that is essential for serious research. It's been quite a journey for me, someone who never wanted to write a book and certainly tried to avoid the hard work entailed in that. So please allow me to introduce you to Astrologers at Work, Essays on the Practices and Techniques of Astrology in memory of Elena Avila. It's edited by Louise Ribeiro and Professor Charles Burnett, and it's published by Brill. Such books are always expensive, I'm afraid, but the wonderful chapters written by first-class scholars make it cheap at the price. I've put the links in the caption. Thank you very much for your very kind attention.